Have you ever wondered, what is the greatest enemy you face in your life? It's not the demanding boss, the nagging neighbor, or even the traffic that makes your blood boil. No, it's something far more intimate, far more insidious. It's the voice inside your head that whispers, "I can't," before you've even tried. This is the concept of self-defeat, a formidable foe that can cripple our aspirations and shatter our confidence. Allow me to paint you a picture of our protagonist. A man, much like you and me, ensnared in the clutches of self-doubt and fear. His life is a monotonous cycle of underachievement and dissatisfaction. He's stuck, trapped by his own thoughts, his own insecurities. He's fighting an enemy he can't see, an enemy that's invisible, yet omnipresent. But what happens when this man decides to face his invisible enemy? Our protagonist finds himself at the crossroads, where he must confront his own worst enemy, himself. In the labyrinth of life, he's come face to face with a mirror, reflecting back at him his deepest fears, his doubts, the critical voice inside his head that whispers tales of defeat. It's a silent battle, one that's fought within the confines of his own mind. Yet it's a battle as real and as demanding as any physical challenge he's ever encountered. His fears are like shadows, dark and looming, stretching out to dwarf his dreams. They lurk in the corners of his thoughts, casting a pall over his aspirations. His doubts, they're like quicksand, pulling him down, making each step forward seem like an impossible task. And those self-defeating thoughts? They're the chains that bind him, the weights that hold him back, the walls that confine him. But he's not one to surrender. He's a fighter, a warrior, and he decides to wage a war against his own demons. He decides to fight back, to break those chains, to shatter those walls, to step out of his shadows, to rise above his doubts. He decides to become his own hero. His weapon, self-awareness; his shield, self-belief; his strategy, self-improvement. He begins to recognize his fears for what they are, mere illusions. He starts to challenge his doubts, to question their validity. He learns to silence the self-defeating thoughts, to replace them with affirmations of strength and capability. He embarks on a journey of self-discovery, one where he gets to know who he truly is, beyond the fears, beyond the doubts, beyond the self-defeat. As he navigates this path, he begins to transform. He grows stronger, more resilient. He becomes more confident, more determined. He learns to trust in his abilities, to believe in his potential, to embrace his own worth. He becomes a beacon of self-assuredness, a symbol of self-reliance. And so, our protagonist finds himself on a path of transformation, but the journey is far from over. In the face of adversity, our protagonist finds strength within himself. There's a shift, a turning point, where he begins to realize that the enemy he's been fighting isn't an external force, but rather an internal one. It's a realization that dawns slowly, like the first light of day breaking through a night of darkness. Our protagonist is defeated not by the world, but by his own self-doubting thoughts. Yet, it's in this moment of self-awareness that he begins to change. He starts to understand that he has the power to control his thoughts, that he can choose to nourish self-belief over self-doubt. It's a transformation that doesn't happen overnight. It's a gradual process of introspection, of constant self-checking and rechecking, of fostering a new mindset and letting go of the old one. In this transformative journey, he finds a newfound confidence. It's not a loud, boastful confidence, but a quiet, steady one. It's the kind of confidence that comes from knowing that he can trust himself, that he can rely on his own strength and resilience. It's the kind of confidence that fuels determination, that kindles the fire of resolve and keeps it burning even in the face of challenges. And that determination, that unwavering resolve, becomes his greatest weapon in the battle against self-defeat. It propels him forward, driving him to push past his self-imposed limitations and to reach for success. And success, when it comes, isn't just about achieving a goal. It's about the journey he took to get there, the battles he fought, the obstacles he overcame, the transformation he underwent. The triumph over self-defeat isn't a single defining moment. It's a series of small victories, of moments of strength and resilience, of choosing self-belief over self-doubt. It's about realizing that the greatest enemy isn't out there in the world, but within oneself. And the greatest victory is not just overcoming that enemy, but transforming it into a friend, a guide, a source of strength. In overcoming his greatest enemy, he discovered his greatest strength, himself. So, what can we learn from our protagonist's journey? Firstly, we see the crippling effects of self-defeat, a formidable adversary that can bring even the strongest to their knees. Secondly, the necessity of facing and overcoming this internal foe is highlighted. It's a battle that requires grit and courage. Lastly, we uncover the potency of self-belief and determination. These are the weapons that can slay the dragon of self-defeat. Remember, the greatest enemy you face is the one within, but with determination and self-belief, you have the power to defeat it. The victory is within you.